So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Christine from Pool Kids.
And we're asking some questions today about their upcoming self-titled album. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
I feel pretty good about it. Seems like our fans have stuck around for the past 4 years since Safe Sex, which obviously was something we were wondering about since it's been such a long time. But it seems like they were patient and that they're still here. So I'm glad they're still paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
The album fucking rocks. I was like blown away listening to it.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
Hell yeah.
For sure. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Well, the title, we thought it would be a good move to self-title it since this is like the official lineup of Pool Kids. And yeah, because the first record was just Caden and I. And then, it took us time to find the perfect people. And we just feel like this is the fully realized vision of Pool Kids. So it's a good like statement of like, this is us. Intro to Pool Kids, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
And the cover art?
Oh, the cover art. Oh my gosh. It took us a long time to decide on the cover art. It was actually pretty last minute, honestly. And I don't know, it was just the one image that all of us could agree on that we felt like represented the album good enough. It's like moody, but it has like, as Andy kept saying, a hint of whimsy. So I don't know. We just felt like it matched the vibe well enough.
All right.
That's great. So was there like a lot of discussion around the cover art? You said that like it was the one picture that you could all agree on. Did everybody have their own piece that they wanted?
It's not that we all specifically had something that we wanted and were fighting for. We kept pitching things and just nothing was sticking.
Yeah.
It was like the most painful process, I think, the most painful, like just to go through decision to make throughout the entire process of the album. Like,
oh, wow.
Worse than any choosing the art was worse than anything we went through in the studio, which everything in the studio went very smoothly, but
that's great.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
The songs pretty much would just start out as a demo that I would record on my phone, and they stayed that way up until we started actually writing together as a group. And I always get my dates wrong. Always. I want to say it was like mid-COVID. So like sometime in 2020. The first demo was born before Safe Sex was even released.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like 2017, Arm's Length, actually, the one that came out today. And yeah, they were just demos on my phone up until 2020. Then we finally all got to meet up and yeah, everyone got to add their own like flavor to the songs and we turned a lot of them inside out. This time around, I wanted to be a lot more open to really pulling the songs apart and having them be like unrecognizable at the ending point than it was from the starting point. Whereas for Safe Sex, it was like first idea, best idea. Like the first thing I thought of was just what the final thing was. But for the self-titled, there was a lot of like changing and moving around to make sure the song was like really as best as it could be.
All right.
Oh, all right.
And then you had mentioned obviously at the beginning it's many years since the last body of work. Was like part of that a mixture of COVID or like what kind of like was the reasoning for that?
Well, we were in school and it took a minute for, all of us to get out of school and I don't know, figure out what we were doing with our lives. And we were touring. We've just been like, none of us, we went into this not knowing what we're doing at all and just figuring out ourselves. And I don't think I realized that as soon as we dropped the album, I should have really already been churning out the second, I was making demos, but I should have been doing it faster. And I also should have realized that the band really needed to meet up in person to work on the demos faster because I kept just texting the band chat all the demos and then nothing was happening. And then once we finally started meeting up, it was like, oh, okay, this is what this group of people needs. This is how Pool Kids gets things done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys never tried the Zoom FaceTime thing? It was always just texting and just sending over demos?
Yeah, it was always just texting demos, waiting on responses.
Never getting them.
No, I would get them, but then it was like, okay, and then it was just such a long process. It was like I'd send the demo, 2 weeks later I'd get like ideas, then 2 months later I would like try to incorporate their ideas, and then yeah, I don't know. But as soon as we started meeting up, it was like, okay, this is great.
Fair enough.
Okay, perfect. So what song off this record took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
The personal favorite constantly changes.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like Pathetic is sort of always the underlying favorite. Let me look at the list of songs because I forget. Yeah, I'd say Pathetic is a favorite. The longest to write, Conscious Uncoupling was pretty fast. That's a hard question. We struggled a lot with Talk Too Much and Arm's Length. Yeah, I would say actually maybe those took the longest, because it's just so hype and kind of bubbly sounding, which is like a little out of our comfort zone. And they're also just very straightforward chordy songs, and it kept feeling like unnatural to us, I think. And we kept thinking it sounded bad. That's mainly for Talk Too Much. For Arm's Length started as a totally different song. I think the demo sounded okay, but then we brought it full band and it sounded like very like tropical, like welcome to island. Like we didn't know what was going on, and we started jokingly calling it Coconuts. And we were like, yo, this is the worst shit we've ever heard.
Let's drop it right now.
Yeah. And we were like already had it like on the chopping block. But then Andy or Caden had the idea of like, wait, let's just like make this one of the hype songs, just full on bana like chords, and then that like saved it. And yeah, then we all liked it. But yeah, Talk Too Much was always just a chordy song, and we just kept being like, this doesn't feel right. But I don't know, then I added like a lead over the chorus that kind of made it feel less, I don't know, cheesy, I guess. And then we felt okay with it. So
all right,
perfect.
So how'd the Tracklist 3 album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer, just shuffle around, see what fits? What was that process like?
We originally were very confident that Comes in Waves was going to be the closer, which it ended up just being the A-side closer. But yeah, Pathetic just turned out being like such a just slow burn, huge, like type of song that we were like, okay, this has to be a closer. Like we weren't expecting it to come out to be such a closer song, but the opener, we also had trouble deciding. We never had any idea. Actually, I think at one point we wanted to open with Swallow. But then, yeah, I don't know. We ended up landing on Conscious Uncoupling. The track listing, we didn't do it until I think we had like, not final mixes at all, but like all the songs were pretty much like done. And then we started doing track listing. And I think our first draft ended up being the one we just went with. It was something we were talking about throughout the entire process, and we were like, oh, this is gonna be a doozy, like we don't know how to sequence this. And then once we actually sat down, it just like the puzzle pieces fit together, and it just started to make sense.
Oh yeah.
So were you thinking of vinyl when you were putting together the track list? Because you mentioned the closer of A-side, so was that in the conversation as well?
For sure, yeah, definitely. I'm honestly not really a vinyl listener, but everyone else in the band really is. And yeah, they were very much, that was at the front of their minds for sure.
All right.
Okay, that's really cool. I always like hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you be able to tell us where Headspace was at while you were creating this album?
I mean, it was over the course of so many years, my head was in like a lot of places. When actually like recording it, a pretty good place, honestly. Being in the studio with the band and the producer we were working with was just like, if I could just live in that circumstance for my entire life, I honestly would. So there was lots of good energy, and it definitely helped things sound their best for sure.
Oh yeah. All right.
That's good.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
I mean, to each their own, I guess. I just like, whenever I listen to an album, it has to be with headphones, and there has to be no interruptions, like, at all. Like, if someone says, like, it's like watching a movie and someone talks over it, and it's like, no, like, you need to hear every dialogue. It's like, if someone starts getting distracted, it's like, no, you missed this cool little sound that happens for 2 seconds. I don't know. Headphones in.
No distractions.
Sure.
All right.
No distractions.
So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Moody, hype, weird.
There you go.
Yeah.
Appreciate how fast that was.
Perfect. Yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I don't know. That's hard. Maybe just like reflecting, not quite nostalgia, but just like, damn, thinking back on your life, like you're on your deathbed type shit.
Oh.
And you're just like looking back at your life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like usually when like an artist says you should feel like a certain way, I don't feel that way, but like I actually 100% agree with you. Only listened to the album once, and like it had me reflecting. I was like, God damn, did that hurt? Like just go, and that was only the first listen. I'm scared to go through it again.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this album?
Oh my God, there's so many.
That's good.
Off the top of my head, probably there was a night at the final studio we were at with the whole team. I think it was post-flood. And we were all just like crazy, like no sleep. I don't know what started it, but we ended up just having this insane like dance party until 4 a.m, almost like completely sober. Like I was stone sober, and we were just like, there was all this weird shit in the studio, like masks and a like electric horse thing and like all this crazy shit. And we were all just running around, like banging instruments and like literally just dancing our asses off for like the entire night. It was like a crazy, like adult sleepover, like sober.
That's amazing. Yeah. That sleep deprivation hits.
Yeah.
It'll get you. Yeah.
For sure.
That's amazing.
So picture this: you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Usually Cheez-Its, some variation of Reese's. I fuck with energy drinks a lot, even though I only end up having like 5 sips, but even that like fucks me up, and I can ride that wave for like a while.
All right.
That's Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite energy drink? Do you have a favorite?
So I'm not a big energy drink guy, but Glory for Christmas sent me V8 energy drinks because that's what she lives on. I had one. I was fucked for the rest of the night. I was like shaking. So I haven't had one since. So I'm actually like, my partner is a big like energy drink, loves all that shit. I won't touch it because I don't want to be vibrating for the rest of the day.
Right. That's why I only have a few sips. Like I said, like that gets me
Yeah.
where I need to be, and I don't need to fuck around anymore. I always look for a full throttle blue agave. That's the best one, and it's hard to find. Those who know. Yeah.
It was nuts. It was like this little 8-ounce can. It had me fucked up for the rest of the night.
It was, and it's like black tea too. It's not like it's like an actual like whatever they put in like actual energy drinks. It's tea. But he was shaking, man.
Yeah.
We did podcasts and shit that night, so there's video evidence of me just like completely like out of it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel you. I didn't drink until I got to college, and all through high school, like every Friday night, my friends and I would just get fucked up on energy drinks. So I know how bad it can get.
Sure.
Yeah, that's me with weed too. I take one. I smell someone else smoking weed, and I'm like on my ass for like a week.
Yeah.
So high, so fast. I have to be careful.
It's crazy. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
I don't know. Maybe like a Taco Bell item that has like 33 like alterations on it. Like you look at the Taco Bell screen on the drive-thru and it's like a taco, but then there was like 50 clarifications under it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's perfect.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with drink?
This is insane. We had this conversation like 30 times on tour, specifically like, what is your death row meal?
What?
Yeah, Hungry Howie's pizza, Krispy Kreme glazed donuts, spinach artichoke dip. What was the second part of the question?
Drink.
Oh, drink. I really like juice, honestly. Just like a good like Welch's like fucking grape juice or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Love it. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I'm not that in tune with fictional places. Throw me some options and I'll pick one.
Okay, you got Harry Potter. You got
Harry Potter. Yeah. I'm gonna stay the fuck away from them.
All right. You got Star Wars. You got Lord of the Rings. You got Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Captain Underpants.
You got Cat.
Oh, you know what? Okay, that like there was this Super Mario Sunshine. I remember playing that as a kid and not knowing what I was doing, but just the vibe of it like made me like not depressed. It like cured it. I was just like, I want to live in this world. So Super Mario Sunshine. I think that's the name of the game. I don't know video games, but
all right.
Perfect. That'd be a good week.
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person that we've spoken to has said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Favorite color? I usually go with green or like a brick red, like a brick wine burnt red.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good. So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
To plug, the record is coming out next Friday. We have 3 music videos out. Watch them on YouTube. They're all on our website, poolkidsband.com. Oh, and tour is coming up. Some shows at the Mountain Goats in September and Origami Angel in October and November, full US. So we're coming to a city near you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for now. This has been Christine from Pool Kids, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.